My professional career here in digital photography, wildlife and landscape photography, started only a few years ago. While I've always had an interest in photography ever since my daughters were growing up, and it was always a case of family snapshots, it really came to bear in 2003. 2003 was sort of the revolution in digital photography, when digital photography commenced, and I purchased my first digital camera. And what happened was, for me, it put me at a different level, a different orbit. It was the convergence of the digital camera, the computer technology, and my artistic flair, my artistic vision, that all came together that allowed me to produce photographs that were much better than I ever produced before. It wasn't until 2007, January 2007, when I retired from my corporate job, corporate career, that I was able to devote my full time to photography. And so what you see behind me are examples of wildlife photography that I find to be the most stimulating and challenging. It's also a specific genre within wildlife photography. This show highlights the relationship of family wildlife, mothers and children, fathers and children, and trying to capture that intimate moment between the family members. So many hours go into trying to capture a wildlife shot. Landscape photos are a little bit easier, although some of them are extremely challenging as well, because you have to wait for the right light. But you generally know when the right light is going to be. But with wildlife photography, it is unbelievable. Sometimes luck plays an enormous role in that, and patience is the other ingredient. So between patience and luck, you might get a good shot. For example, in one case, I got an excellent series of photos of eagles teaching their young to fly, and that took an excursion by canoe, an hour and a half down onto Lake Umbagog in northern Maine. Actually, I'm sorry, it was right on the Maine-New Hampshire border. And we went out to the island, hour and a half of canoeing, to get there only to find that it was a wildlife preserve, and it was roped off. We could not get on the island. I was able to find a nearby island that was okay, and I set up my camera and my lens, and we sat there and we waited and we watched for the eagles to fly into the nest and to fly off the nest, and the eaglets flying in, the immature eagles. And I was just getting ready to close up for the night, because we had been there for hours, when that incredible moment happened. And fortunately, my wife warned me. What happened was the parent eagle came in and actually collided with the immature eagle, who was very reluctant to fly, and knocked it off the branch and forced it to fly. And I got the entire series. So that was one long, patient event that paid off.